Hello. Hi. Hello, hello. Hello. Hi guys, thanks for joining. Just giving it a little minute here. Hello, thanks for joining. All right. Thanks to everyone who's joined. Welcome. Thanks for spending a little piece of your evening with me. We're going to be talking about something I think is very fun. I'm a nosy person and I love to know what people have in their purses. Is that weird? I feel like I always want to know what people's like ride or die products are, what they have on hand, what they like use on a daily basis. I always want to know that. Hi to everyone who's joining. So, we're going to be talking about my go to everyday essentials that I always have on hand, always in my bag. Um, and I love this topic because, like I said, I love to know what other people have. And if you want to drop me a little comment letting me know what some of your favorite products are, maybe Verishop products are that you always have in your bag, would love to know. And before we get started, if you press that little button that looks like a window on the right side of your screen, you can see everything that I'll be talking about. So you can kind of look through that. And like I said, if you see something I don't have that you love from Verishop, let me know because I'm in the market for some more things to always have in my bag. So again, that little window pane, you can see what I'll be talking about tonight. And what's really fun is that everything that I'm talking about tonight is 15% off. If you buy it from my live, you can see the discounted price. And if you buy it within the 30 minutes that this live ends, then you get that discounted price, which is super fun. And like I said, these are like my chef's kiss go-to ride or die products that I, again, always have for me. And then anyone else who might need them, they always come in handy. And again, let me know if you have any of those types of products that I'm not talking about tonight because I'd love to know. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not the type of person who brings like my whole makeup bag with me everywhere I go. I know some people bring more and that's great too, but I just bring kind of like a few items that I just know I'll need. I don't want to be like applying a full face of makeup, but the things that really save my makeup in a pinch and just like the go-to products. So the first one I have pinned up on the screen is the RMS Beauty Tinted Unpowder, which I have right here. It's like a little compact with a loose powder, and it's called the Unpowder, and I have it in the shade 0-1. So RMS is such a nice brand. They're totally clean, cruelty-free, which I love. And this is such a great powder. It comes with a little like floofy like this, and you literally just like, I could use some right now. So you can see like I'm a little shiny. I literally just take this and that's how simple it is, like literally just like that. It has like the little holes on the top that you kind of spill out into the lid, but I find, especially since I take mine on the go, that it usually has a little bit of product on it already and I can just go in there and it basically just mattifies you if you have oily skin. I have more like combination skin, but I definitely find that throughout the day my T-zone will get oily, and this is like the perfect saving grace. It takes, you just saw, literally 1 second to do, and it's a really good replacement for if you use those like blotting sheets. I used to use those and they're great, but they're not exactly a sustainable option. I would go through so many of them. This lasts you such a long time, more bang for your buck, better for the planet, and just works flawlessly in like 1 second, and then you don't have that weird piece of paper to throw out. Thanks to everyone who's joining. I'm just talking through my like essential everyday products that I always have in my purse, have with me on the go for me and anyone else who needs them, because I always have friends who need each and every one of these products that I always have. So I just got through talking the RMS Beauty Tinted Unpowder that you can see on your screen, and you get 15% off if you buy it during this live or within the 30 minutes after it ends, so till about 10 p.m. or no, 10:30, no, 10:30 Eastern, because this will end around 10. You have till about 10:30 to purchase, and you get 15% off. So it's a great little product to mattify your face throughout the day, and also if you have like some redness or like a little bit of a breakout, it also like mattifies that and covers it nicely. It's a super like super fine powder, so it's not going to give you like intense coverage if you have a bad breakout, but it does help kind of blur things, you know what I mean? So it's kind of just like my all-around, all-purpose, perfect face powder to use throughout the day. And if you have like a full face of makeup on, it won't like disturb your bronzer, your contour, your blush, or anything like that ever. It's so translucent, but it just kind of like melds everything together super nicely. So love this powder, and I always have friends who are like, oh, I'm like oily or whatever it is, and this just does the trick every time. So love this and love RMS as a brand in general. Verishop sells quite a few different products from them, so definitely check out the brand. Love them. Super clean brand, which we just love. But speaking of breakouts, or maybe when you do need a little more coverage, we're now going to talk about the brand Kosas, another very clean, cruelty-free brand. We love it. We love to see it, love to support them. But so this is something I also have on hand for those times where like maybe I left the house with no makeup, and then once I'm out, I catch a glimpse of myself in a storefront window or a mirror, and I like have something going on in my face, and I'm out all day, and I'm like, oh, I really want to cover that up. This is going to do the job for something a little more intensive, like maybe a pimple or like horrendous under eye bags, or sometimes I'll get like just random redness on my cheeks, and we want to get rid of it super quick. So this sometimes doesn't do the trick in situations like that. This is more for like blotting, mattifying, or just like little spots that we want to correct. This is bringing in the big guns, basically. Both really small products, though, super easy to take on the go, I will say. So I love to have both. But again, this is just a doe foot applicator. It's called the Revealer from Kosas, and I'm shade 3.5 if you're interested. What I love about this concealer is that they have such a broad range of colors that work for everyone. So definitely check them out. And like RMS Beauty, they have quite a few other products in general. And I have other products from them that I love. One more that I will be talking about. Pausing to say hi to anyone new who's joining. I am talking about what I have in my bag every day, use every day, my essentials, always take on the go with me. If you press the little window pin button on the right side of your screen, you can see everything I'll be talking through, or something I've already talked through if you missed it, and you can check it out. You'll get 15% off if you buy it tonight during this live or within the 30 minutes after it ends. So that's super great. But yeah, so this is just, I mean, I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory, but on a night out, whatever it may be, you go to the bathroom, you want to reapply concealer over maybe a zit, whatever it may be. And like I said before, I always am with others who are like, oh, I need a concealer. It's just the great all-purpose product to have, I feel like. Thank you so much. So concealer, but I love this one. It's super creamy, super it's like thick but not in a bad way. It's like creamy, but it covers super well. You really just need a tiny amount, just a little dab wherever you need it. Tap it in, you're done. It covers super nicely. You know, some concealers you put it on and it's almost like disappearing as you're applying it. I can't stand that, and this is never the case with this. It stays on super nicely and super, super good coverage. So we'll always have this on me. And also, If you're someone who likes to set your concealer, I typically do. I also have this to then just do a little tap over with the little poof that comes in it, and then we're good to go. So this is amazing duo for like under eyes, breakouts, redness. These are like my go-tos. I always have them, always. And I'll let you borrow them too, because if we're out together, you are welcome to them as well. So that is the second makeup product I bring, and there's one more. I wouldn't necessarily consider this a makeup product, but it is something I always have that's kind of makeup. Let's present to you. So this is also Kosas. It's their Kosas Sport Lip Fuel. And it looks like this. It's basically like a chapstick, but elevated. I feel like it's between a chapstick and a lipstick, honestly. So it kind of has like the consistency when you look at it of a lipstick, I feel like. But it applies like a chapstick. It's not, it is opaque, but it's not like, you don't have, you know, with lipstick, sometimes you have to be super careful about where you're going. I don't feel like that's the case with this, so it's good for on the go. You don't need a mirror. I have the color Rush, by the way. I believe they have 3 shades, like a translucent one and then like a more red. This one's kind of like, sort of like a deep pink. Hopefully you can see there. I think it's a super pretty color. It's kind of similar to my lips, so it's not like, and maybe like quite a few different people's lips, I feel like, because it's not super like, oh, you just put on lipstick, but it gives you like a little bit of color, a little bit of something to maybe if you went out with no makeup, you put this on. It just like brightens up your look, which is super nice. But it also just will keep your lips hydrated and looking plump and gorgeous, which we all want. But this is perfect for whether you're like out and you want your lips to like look really good, or your lips just get dry or chapped. It does double duty. So it's not just like a clear chapstick. It's not like a full-blown lipstick. I love this. It also goes with like any makeup look because it's like neutral enough, as you can see. Like it's kind of like that darkish pink where it's neutral enough, but it looks really good on. So always have a lip product. Always, always. SPF, good question. This does not have SPF in it, so that's something to note. I'm big into SPF. Actually, that's something we're going to talk about in just a second, but no, this does not have SPF, but SPF on your lips is important, and you should also have a product with SPF. This one, at least I don't think it does. Correct me if I'm wrong if you know. I don't think it does, but it does have hyaluronic acid in it, which is amazing for hydration. So like I said, perfect for chapped lips, but also just like amplifying your look a little bit, which is very, very nice. So that is the lip product that I always have on me. And speaking of SPF, thank you for asking about it. So this product unfortunately looks like it is out of stock right now, but you can, if you search it up on the app, you can put in your email to be for them to let you know as soon as it's back in stock. So that's great. And also Verishop sells tons of clean sunscreens that are all amazing. So it doesn't have to necessarily be this one that I'm talking about, but you should always, always, always carry sunscreen. I cannot stress this enough. Sunscreen is so important, not just to apply at the beginning of your day and then you leave, but to bring with you. It's so important to reapply. I feel like people don't realize this and they'll apply their sunscreen at like 8 a.m. Then they leave the house, and by 12 to 1 p.m., where the sun is like at its absolute strongest, you really don't have any coverage happening and you're not really protected, but people think they are. And that's just not the truth. So you should always, always take it with you. Mine even says on it to reapply at least every 2 hours. So there you have it. You gotta reapply. So the one I do have though is the Dr. Loretta Urban Antioxidant Sunscreen. It's SPF 40. I will say, while you don't need this one in particular, although I do love it, SPF 40 is a great number. I feel like SPF 15, 25 is a little bit low. SPF 30 and up is solid. So that would be my recommendation there. But this one in particular I love because it can be used on its own. So as you can see here, I want to get this little thing out of it. It's kind of like, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's not a pure white. It's actually more of like a pinky color. So you can use this just by itself, and it gives you like a nice glow, a little bit of a sheen, and so it gives you like a no makeup look rather than typical SPF will leave you with a white cast. Doesn't look super good. This will leave you looking dewy and fresh and not like you just put sunscreen on. So that's why I love this one, but like I said, Verishop has a ton of options for clean sunscreens that will do a similar thing, so definitely check them out. But like I said, I always carry my SPF with me so that I can reapply. Now, for those of us who tend to wear makeup out of the house, I don't always, and if I don't have makeup on, then I will simply just reapply this all over my face and I'm good to go. If I do have makeup on, it can be difficult to apply a cream sunscreen over your makeup, which I totally get. Now, I don't have this product on me, but they make products that are actually like a face powder that you can just apply over top of your makeup, and it amps your sunscreen back up. So that's a great option for a type of product if you always wear makeup out and you're not going to be able to reapply a cream product like this. They also make like sprays, so it's like a mist that you can do all over your makeup so it won't disturb anything, but it will reapply that layer of SPF. So that's just a little tip if you're not able to reapply a cream sunscreen like this. I know Supergoop, which Verishop sells, has a spray one, and quite a few companies have powder ones too. So I definitely need to get my hands on one of those so that I can reapply when I have makeup on. But to be honest, I have not been wearing makeup out for quite some time, especially during the pandemic. So I've been sticking to my cream sunscreen reapplication for the most part. But again, check out all of Verishop's clean sunscreens because you can find one that will work best for you. So SPF is huge. Always have it with you, even in the wintertime, even in the fall time, not just the summer. The sun is out, stay protected, so important, and you really do need to apply like every 2 hours, not just at the beginning of your day. And to reiterate to anyone who is joining, I'm talking through my everyday essentials, what I always have in my bag with me anywhere I go. And if you want to see anything I've talked about that you might have missed, click the little window pane button on the right side of your screen and you can see everything I'll be talking through. And you can get 15% off if you buy it tonight while I'm discussing it on this live or within the 30 minutes after we close this live at 10 p.m. Eastern. So you'll have till 10:30 Eastern for the 15% off discount, which is amazing because these are all super solid products that I truly always have on me. So now that we've gotten through kind of like the reapplication, makeup, SPF stuff, let's get into another essential that I feel like maybe you wouldn't think of, which is a hand cream or a cream in general. So this is actually a hand balm from Aesop. I love this brand. They're sustainable, they're cruelty-free, which is great. And so a hand balm I think is a great choice to have on you because it's going to be one of the thicker options. As you can see here as it comes out of the tube, it's definitely a rich cream. And so a balm is good because it's going to really address whatever dryness you are wanting to address like immediately. If you have like cracked skin somewhere, dry skin somewhere, a balm is really going to penetrate into that immediately and solve your issue because when you're on the go, you don't have time to be dealing with like reapplication, waiting for a lotion to sink in. You really just want it to do what it has to do, whatever that may be, whether it's a cracked heel or a dry patch on your elbow. This is just a great option because it's really rich and thick and it's really going to get the job done. But what I love about this one in particular is that it soaks in so nicely. It doesn't leave you sticky. It's just, it goes in, it stays in, and you can probably even tell like how hydrated and nice my skin looks now. So the scent is Verbiter root, petitgrain, and bergamot rind. So this is a very woody scent, so I particularly love this in like fall, winter months, but I still like an earthy scent all year round, but it's definitely a more woody type of scent, so it adds a little fragrance to you if you don't mind that. But I love this, and another little hack that maybe I feel like people might not think of. So I always have like flyaways going on in my hair, especially in the summer when it's humid. And a hand cream is so nice to have on hand because you can just take whatever residue remains on your hands and kind of like, I always just like will run it through the bottom of my hair if I have any flyaways on the top. And it won't make your hair look greasy if it's just the tiny bit that's left on your hands. It kind of just like smooths everything down. And I always do this whenever I need a little like pat down of the flyaways and whatever. This is a super easy way to do that without having to have both a cream and like a hair product on you. It makes it kind of like a 2-in-1. So this is amazing also in the summer for, I mentioned, cracked heels. We're wearing sandals and sometimes your heels get dry or cracked and you want to just slather something on so that you're not looking like that. Perfect for that. Love it for fingertips when they crack. Yeah, that's a great point. This also even says on it specifically that it's great for concentrating on the cuticles. So it's amazing for that too. I have dealt with dry cuticles, dry hands. So I just love to have a hand cream all the time. But like I said, you can use it for any part of your body that gets dry throughout the day. Whack this on, gives you a little bit of nice fragrance, addresses the dryness issue that you're dealing with, and a life hack that I truly swear by is the one where you just add a little bit into your hair to smooth everything out. If you're someone like me who deals with humidity blowing up your hair, then you'll know what I mean. And I highly suggest you do this instead of having to carry around a separate hair product. So, hand cream. Super great. And Aesop actually has quite a few different scents. So definitely look into them as a brand and see what scent sounds great to you. All right. So just a couple more to go. We will talk now about the Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier. So I love these so much, and I feel like not enough people know about them. So like I said, it's called Liquid IV. This is a super cool product. The flavor I have is passion fruit. Verishop sells, I think, like 3 or so different flavors that you can check out. I love the passion fruit one though. So as you can see, it's these super tiny little packages, easy to throw quite a few at like the bottom of your bag just to have. I always have these on hand for me or for anyone around me. Someone always needs it. But basically what it is this little powdered drink. So you add it to, if you have a water bottle or if you're out to eat and you have a glass of water, you add this into it. It dissolves pretty rapidly and it gives you a little bit of like a flavored drink, which is nice, but it also does some amazing stuff. So this has some really cool science and technology behind it. It's called cellular transport technology. Again, the package looks like this, super cute, but it has this kind of like state-of-the-art technology to it where basically, like, how I can easily explain it and how I understand it is that when you drink a regular glass of water, it goes through like your whole digestion system, and by the time it hits your bloodstream, it's actually lost quite a bit of the hydration that it has because it's gone through that whole digestive process, and just by the time it gets there, it's lost a bit of the hydration. So with this, it makes it so it's kind of like a direct route to your bloodstream. Hence the name Liquid IV, because if you're familiar with an IV, that's when they literally stick the needle into your bloodstream directly. And then you hydrate super quickly because it goes right into your bloodstream. And it's like the most effective way to hydrate is when it goes directly to your bloodstream. So this is the liquid version of an IV is what it's called. I think that's super clever because that's kind of exactly what it is it has this technology that makes it so a glass of water is basically an IV. It goes right to your bloodstream a lot quicker, kind of rushes through that digestive process so that you get maximum hydration. So I love to have these on the go because for so many different reasons. One could be you're on a hike or you're on a walk or you're traveling, you're exploring a city, you're exerting yourself a lot. People don't realize how important it is to be hydrated. If you're feeling sluggish or unfocused, a lot of times just getting hydrated will really pick you up. I promise. I feel like people don't realize this. They'll just be like, "Oh, I'm in a bad mood." But honestly, you might just be like sluggish or tired because you're not hydrated. It's so important to stay hydrated. So that's a good example of when I'll use these. Also, if you're going to be out drinking, let's say, hitting up the club, whatever it might be, amazing way to avoid getting hungover is to have one of these, because when you're super hydrated, you're less likely to get dreadfully hungover. But they're also great after a night out. So say you go out, you stay out the morning after, have one of these. It will help you kind of combat the hangover still. Sometimes I'll have one morning and night. Hydration can avoid a headache. That's true. Not just a hangover, but yeah, sometimes you get a headache throughout the day, and your first thought is to take a medicine like an Advil. But honestly, these, a lot of times, I first of all don't get headaches that much. I feel like probably because I am good about staying hydrated. But I feel like this should be the first response to like a headache or sluggishness or like those kind of things that can happen throughout the day. I feel like this might be the answer to a lot of people's problems with that, rather than like an ibuprofen or something like that. So these are just amazing for staying hydrated. It's so important, and in a very easy way. It makes it so that I think like one glass of this, like one of these in your water makes one glass of water equal to like 3 glasses of water. So it makes this like a really easy way to just stay hydrated and not be like chugging water all day and having to pee and all of that. Just makes it super accessible to stay well and feeling good and hydrated. And so I love these. I recommend them so highly. And whenever I have them in my bag, which is pretty much always, it's not just me taking them. People always want them, and it just makes everyone feel so great. And yeah, I'm very passionate about staying hydrated, and these help me do that like above and beyond. So love these. Check them out. They have a couple flavors, like I said. And I just think everyone should know about this. It's such an easy way to stay feeling good and hydrated. And it's definitely better than like those huge jugs of Pedialyte. Like those are disgusting. These are like the adult version of that, if that makes sense. So love these, and they're super easy to just take with you everywhere. So it's like, why not? I just throw them in my bag, good to go. Always going to get good use out of them. So moving on to our last product, and to anyone who has joined late, I'm talking about my everyday essentials, things that I always have on hand, always have in my bag. And if you click the little window pane button on the right side of your screen, you can see everything that I've talked through tonight. But we are moving on to our last item. Oh, and also you get 15% off anything I've talked about. So browse that little window button, and if anything piques your interest, then you get it for 15% off up to 30 minutes after this live ends. So moving on to my last product that I truly always have with me is the Hum Nutrition Flatter Me supplement. So this is, like I said, a supplement. They look like they're like very manageable, easy to swallow pills, as you can see, not too big. And this is called Flatter Me. It targets bloating and healthy digestion. So this is basically just 18 full spectrum enzymes. So digestive enzymes just help your digestion. And capsule, yes, it's a capsule. It has like the powder inside of it. So I know me personally, I have a lot of sensitivities to like lactose and gluten, and I feel like most people have kind of like low-lying sensitivities to things and maybe just don't even realize. But I think digestive enzymes are amazing. I honestly think everyone, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I think most people should take them because it just aids in the digestion process. It's a super taxing process that we don't think about because we're not actively doing anything. But digesting takes a long time, and it does take a toll on the body, especially if you do have an underlying sensitivity to something that you're eating. So I love the Hum one in general. These are vegan, by the way, which is great. But I love how Hum, basically on the supplement facts, it breaks down all the different enzymes that are included in the supplement and tells you which ones break down protein, fats, carbs, fiber, milk, sugar. So I love just like how easy it is to understand what you're taking and why. But you take one before 2 meals a day, so like your biggest meals. So usually for me it's lunch and dinner, or if I have like a late lunch, brunch and dinner. But your 2 biggest meals, you just take one of these right before you eat. And if you are someone who notices bloating, it just very much helps with bloating and with digestion. I've also noticed that this like helps my skin be clear, which I don't know the exact science behind that, but I think it like helps with a healthy gut because healthy digestion leads to that, and it's just all around great for your body to have really good digestion. So I always have these on hand because if you're going out to eat, then you have them. You can just pop one really quickly and have super great digestion for that meal. So yes, I love to have these on hand. So I think that is now everything that I have. Yep, that's everything I'm talking about tonight. All my essentials that I always have in my bag. And again, if you click the little window on the right side of your screen, you can shop everything I talked about tonight. You'll get 15% off if you purchase it within the next half an hour. So thank you guys for joining, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you very soon. Bye guys, have a good night.